So in today's video, I want to give you guys a comprehensive list of the foods to avoid if you're trying to heal your skin. I'm not going to talk about each food individually because that would just take way too long, but instead I've broken up the food into big groups to avoid, to make the process more clear and more easily digestible. The food that you eat, it's got to be anti-inflammatory. It's also got to be bioavailable, meaning your body has to have an easy time assimilating and digesting it. And something that you can fall back on if you get confused in the future is this. When you're eating animal products, animal foods, sourcing them is the key. Getting your animal products from healthy, clean sources is paramount. When it comes to plant foods, you basically have to make a smart choice and avoid the trigger foods. So with animal foods, it's all about sourcing, and with plant foods, it's all about avoiding the trigger foods. Okay, so the number one food that you're gonna want to avoid when trying to heal your skin, processed sugar and refined carbs. Now, refined carbs are things like bread, donuts, pizza, high fructose corn syrup. The problem with processed and refined carbohydrates is that they are absolutely horrible on your digestion. They create insulin sensitivity and they're hyper palatable, meaning they're way too easy to overeat and they confuse our palate. Many of the processed sugars and refined grains also have things in them like pesticides and herbicides, which absolutely kill our bodies on a cellular level. Refined carbs, processed sugar leads to the standard American diet issue, which is dysbiosis. When you have too much fat and too much sugar, carbohydrates in the body at the same time, the gut health goes to absolute crap. Gut dysbiosis is what you'll end up with. Number two, now this food, when combined with food number one, becomes the ultimate worst case scenario. As I just mentioned, too much fat and too much carbs equals gut dysbiosis. Gut dysbiosis is what we are trying to avoid at all costs when you're healing the skin. So plant oils, and especially oils that come from seeds, peanut oil, soybean oil, palm oil, are some of the absolute worst. So if you're eating fat sources that are too high in omega-6s, they're gonna cause inflammatory issues, they're gonna cause digestional issues. Eating isolated processed food always confuses the body. So taking all of the fat, which in most of the time with plants is its defense mechanism from other animals and other plants, and we eat only that isolated plant fat form, it's very confusing for our cells. Our bodies want to eat whole foods. The nutrients in a whole food comes wrapped in the perfect package. The more we destruct that, the more we pervert that, the worse it is for our digestion. Number three, and this one is a hidden trigger food, which you're going to want to avoid: spicy, hot foods like sriracha, like hot salsa, like paprika, like crushed red peppers. When you add these spicy foods to your meals, it changes the whole digestion dynamic in your gut. For many people, when you have an inflammatory skin disease, it has to do with your small and large intestine, being that the small and large intestine is very sensitive and has all of these kind of open wounds and pustules. When you add the spicy foods to your meals, it starts to aggravate your small and large intestine. It's overly stimulating and it will lead to more inflammation and more redness in your body. Avoid all hot and spicy foods. I know this one sucks, but they will nip you in the butt every single time. Number four, coffee and your dark colored teas like black tea, yerba mate, and things of that nature. Coffee is simply just overstimulating for the entire gut. It causes way too much acidity. Coffee and dark colored teas are filled with tannins, which is an anti-nutrient that's hard on the digestion. Remember, the whole process is about healing the gut, nourishing the gut, not overstimulating it and not causing too much stress with it. Number five, low quality, poorly sourced, processed animal foods. When eating animal products, make sure you're sourcing them from good sources. You want your eggs to be pastured. You want your cows and you want your animals to be out eating the food that they are meant to be eating. If you're eating a cow or if you're eating chicken that is eating soy and corn, which is not the food that they're supposed to be eating, their fat is going to become corn and soy based fat. That means that the omega ratios are going to be absolutely crappy, the cholesterol is going to be completely off with the animal, and the overall bioavailability and digestibility from the fat of that animal will be absolutely horrible. Number 6, nuts and seeds. And yes, all nuts and seeds in general should just be avoided for the most part if you have skin disease. Nuts and seeds are filled with things like phytates, oxalates, lectins, and very, very hard to digest fiber. Phytates bind to minerals, making those minerals almost impossible to assimilate. Nut and seed butters are no better, so avoid them too. And number 7, cruciferous vegetables. These cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, like kale, like spinach, there's a whole bunch of them out there. Brussels sprouts, they're goitrogens and they inhibit your thyroid. The thyroid is one of the main organs for allowing your body to have good balanced hormones. When your thyroid and when your hormonal health is off, your skin health will be off as well. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. That's gonna do it for me today. Leave all of your comments and questions down below. Remember to subscribe and share. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you're looking to get a hold of me to become a private client, there's a link in the description box for a free consultation to see if we're a good match. You can find me on the Instagram as Rob Stuart, but in real life, I'm just Rob Stuart. Again, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'll be back with many more videos really soon. Peace.